Alright, so what's going on YouTube? In this video I'm going to be showing how you can replace the inner tube from your Surron or Talaria's tire. Alright, so the tools you're going to need are these tire spoon sets. I got these on Amazon. They're way cheaper than going to get your inner tube replaced at a shop. You're also going to need some Windex or some glass cleaner. It'll make the tire slip off the rim way easier. Alright, so first step you're going to need to do is obviously take off the tire that has the puncture. So in this case, it's my rear tire. So I already went ahead and done that. Alright, so let me show you guys the components you need to take off in order to remove the tire. So as you can see, I have the chain up on the side. The caliper's still here. All you have to do is remove this nut back here that holds the rear axle. Once you remove that nut, just run away, it runs away. You slip this rear axle out and the tire should loosen from here. All you have to do is remove the chain from the sprocket and make sure not to pull your rotor or anything because it could damage it. You pull it down and the tire should come right out. And I just go ahead and put the rear axle back in there just so it can hold my caliper and so it's not dangling and damaging the brake line. All right, now that we have the tire off the bike, we're gonna go ahead and take off the rotor. I like taking off the rotor just so I don't damage it. It helps, you know. I leave the sprocket on there. It doesn't really matter if you have the sprocket on there or not. I like to lay it down on a towel. Once you lay it down, you want to go ahead and take out all the air on the tire. You can see I've already done that. Once you take out all the air, you want to remove this nut that's holding the valve stem. It'll let the tube slip in through the rim. That way you can take it out. So I take that nut out. You just spin it off. Throw it in there so I don't lose it. You let out all the air from the inner tube. That way you could push the tire down. And you can see I already did it. But it breaks the bead that's holding the tire onto the wheel. So once you do that, boom, boom, you can see I'm able to push it down. You can see the inside part of the rim. You want to go ahead and flip it over. Do the same thing to the other side. Just boom. And then it breaks. Alright, so now that we've broken it, you want to go ahead and get your Windex or your glass cleaner and spray it around the edges of the rim and the tire. This is going to help the tire slip over the rim. It's going to make your job easier just because rubber and metal or whatever this wheel is doesn't really slip. It catches, and that's the annoying part. So you're going to get your tire spoons. Make sure you have 3 of them. You're going to get your tire spoons, and you're going to stick it in with the lip pointing down like this. I don't know if you can see it. So you're going to go ahead and stick it in, and then peel towards where the rotor is, and you'll see the tire pop up. And you're going to use the other one. You want to go ahead and, you see how both go in there? So you want to pop up one, pop over the other one, and you see how the tire starts coming up. And then the third one is the one that breaks it loose. You slip it on there. It catches. You'll feel it go over the tire. So you pull and push down. And as you can see, this one's now loose and it came out. So now you want to use the middle one, the second one you used, next. And it's just a combination of that. Alright, now that we have the tire off of the rim, one side, what you're going to want to do is just pull it. That way it gives you a little bit of space to slip out that inner tube out of the rim. So then what I like to do is spray it a little bit more where the valve is at. You can see the valve is right here. And this is the difficult part. So what you have to do is push this valve upwards. That's why I said to take off the nut. You push the valve upwards. You can see it'll disappear. You reach your hand in here, or a combination of both. And you'll be able to grab the inner tube and pull it out and just pry it. You can see it's right there. And just a matter of rotating the tire and pulling it out. And there you go. There's the inner tube that was causing all that problems and making me sad because I wasn't able to ride. So, yeah. Look, as you can see, right here is where it ripped. And this happens a lot because you don't have, where is it? You don't have the stem locks on these type of rims. So you can see that's where it rips. And that's where all the air comes out of and makes you have to replace this. Alright, so in case you don't know the inner tube size for your tire, when you take the tube out, there's some numbers on the tube. So in my case, mine's a 2.75/3.00 for a 17-inch rim. So there you go. That way you can find out what tube you need for your tire. Alright, so I already went ahead and picked up my replacement from Cycle Gear, our local shop. Shout out to them for hooking us up with this. It's a 2.75/300 for a 17-inch rim, so it's the exact same size. Let's go and take it out and show you guys how to install this puppy on there. Alright, so I forgot to mention, you're also going to need an air pump. A regular bicycle air pump works. Shout out to Danny for letting me borrow this. I'm going to give it back to you, bro. But, so what you need to do is take off, these inner tubes come with their own nut. So you take off this cap. And you want to pump up this tube just enough for you to be able to fit it into the tire. Because if you leave it like this and insert it like this into your tire, once you're installing it and putting the tire back on the rim, you could pinch it. And you don't want that because then you're going to have to disassemble everything and do it all over again. So I'm going to go ahead and pump this up and we'll continue. Alright, so I went ahead and pumped it up. I got it just enough so it can hold its size. So then after this, what you want to do is find where the valve goes in on the rim. So in this case, it's going to be, let's find it. It's going to be right here. So then you want to rotate the tire, and this is where your Windex comes in handy as well. You spray it on there as well, just that it lubricates it. It makes it, oh, it's already slippery. Makes it slippery enough for it to go in. So yeah. Let's go ahead and I might need to take some out. As you can see here, this is where it goes, and you also want to make sure you don't rip this rubber piece. That way your spokes don't go through and puncture your inner tube. So you want to make sure you have this. So yeah, let's go ahead and continue. Put it in there, and there. Alright, so I was finally able to get it through. Ugh. It's a pain in the ass. Once you've done that, don't forget this part. You want to go ahead and get one of the nuts that you had that you took off and install it on here. Oh, fuck. That way, whenever you're putting in the rest of the tube into, god dang, it's too slippery. Whenever you're putting the rest of the tube on the tire, it doesn't slip out. So yeah, do you want just enough? Grab a little bit of thread. So yeah, let's go ahead and finish spraying this on here and putting the inner tube in there. So there it goes. Now it's on there. Next, what we have to do is start wedging the tire onto the rim. So yeah, let's do that. Alright, so now that you have it on there, what I like to do is pump up the tube a little bit, just so when you're wedging the tire on there, you don't pinch the tube. Because then once you pinch it, you have to redo it, take it out, patch it, and it's a hassle. So I'll pump it up a little bit. Let's make sure. Just for you to get it sized. There you go. Take that off of there. Next, spray more Windex around the whole tire. That way it slips on there. I like to use a lot of Windex. You know what I mean? It's whatever. It's cheap. So it'll save the elbow grease. So then get your tire spoons. I like to start where the valve is at. This makes it easier and kind of helps. That way you don't break the valve off of the tube. So start here. Same things. Same way we took it off, we're putting it back on. So you go like that. Let me go ahead and get this done and show you guys once it's on there. Alright, so now it's a moment of truth. I finished installing the tire on the rim. I'm going to go ahead and pump up the tube just to see if I punctured the inner tube. So this is when you find out if you messed up or not. There you go. And then once you're pumping air into it, you'll hear the bead lock around the rim. So let's do that. I'll show you guys what that looks like. David told me it. Yeah, it is. I just have to keep pumping. You can see it's trying to come up. Around here. You have to wait for this part to come. So you can see, look, it's trying to come up. And there you go. You want to push it down a little bit just so it can sit on there right. So once you've done that, you can see on both sides. Just want to go ahead and check it, make sure it's sitting on there right. This side's good. This side's on there as well. If you had to over pump it like how I did, you can see it's over rock hard. Now is the time to take some air out, just so it's at the right PSI you want it at. So let me go ahead and let it sit for a little bit and see if I punctured the tube. Once we found out if I did or not, we'll throw on the Surron and continue from there. All right, now that we let it sit, make sure it's holding air, which it is. That's a good sign. Next step I'm gonna do is install the rotor back on the tire. So wait, let me get this little nut that just fell through. You should put Loctite on them, but I already have some Loctite previously that I had on there, so I don't have to install more. I don't want to make them extremely tight. So first thing you want to do is just fit them on there. That way you know the rotor sits right. Damn it. Make the rotor sit right. So yeah, just screw them on there a little bit, one by one. You see it still lets you move. Yeah, there's a little bit of play in there. Once you tighten that first one, it'll go through. So it's you don't want to put them all the way down, just enough for it to hold it, because you have to tighten all of them. Damn it. Alright, as you can see now, there's like barely any play. So then after that, once you've done that, put them all down. Now you want to do in a star pattern and put them all the way down. God dang, this thing keeps coming off. This one, just a little bit. You don't want to over tighten them because then you might strip them. So I'll go to this one. This one. Just once. Like that. Alright, there we go. Now once it's on there, I want to go ahead and give them one more pass just to make sure it's on there, because these are your brakes. So if this thing comes loose, you have no brake power. There we go. So now that we have that on there, let's go ahead and throw this tire back on the bike. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take off this rear axle. I leave it on there just so I can hold in the caliper. I'm going to slide this out. Throw it on there, that way I don't lose it. And this is a Talaria tire, so I'm going to have to wedge it in there a little bit more than what a Surron tire would do. Surron tire kind of just fits in there. Since the Talaria has a wider swing arm, these tires are a little bit thicker, so I kind of have to mess with it. It'll be easier on your end. So you're going to pick up your tire. You want to set your caliper over here on this side and let it sit on the spacer. Once you've done that, you want to bring in the chain over the swing arm. I should do that first, actually. Hold up. Take this off. Set it on this side. Pick this tire up. Put it over the swing arm. There it is. And let it sit on there. So now that I've done that, put the caliper back on. Fit it on the spacer like that. and finish putting the rest of the chain on here. So you gotta really just go back and forth, back and forth. And like I said, this is the Talaria tire, so mine's a little bit harder to get in there, but we'll make it work. Oh yeah, we throw it in there, and that's basically it. Just aligning your caliper and everything. That way you're able to throw your rear axle in there. So let me go ahead and do that real quick, and we'll be back. All right, once you have the rear axle in there, mine was a little bit fucking hard to get in there. You have to put your nut, or not, put your nut on there, and tighten it all the way down. So this is a Talaria rear axle, so yours might be a little bit smaller. Just that I kind of Frankenstein mine, so that's why it might lay different than yours. It might look different than yours. So yeah, once it's on there, just want to go ahead and get your wrench on there and just tighten it all the way. Pull it down and get an Allen key on the other side to hold the rear axle from the other side. And you can turn it either or. I like to turn the Allen key. It makes it a little bit easier. Turn it on there. There we go. Nice and tight. There we go. Once it's on there, spin your tire a couple times, and there it is. All right, so we finally finished putting this tire back on there. It was low-key pain in the ass. It's okay, we got it, we made it. I'm tired, I'm hungry, so let's go ahead and finish cleaning this mess up. And thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave some comments down below of what videos you guys would like me to make. And yeah, on to the next one. Deuce!